it seems like every single major athlete has some sort of ankle injury or misses time because of that. What is actually happening during the injury?
The ankle joint is twisted beyond its typical relationship. So during an ankle sprain, the bones get so out of alignment that the ligaments are twisted or stretched. And I actually have a model here too, and so the ankle twists, and you can see one of them right here, kind of starting to separate. So that force leads to abnormal stretch of the ligaments.
Why do you believe ankle sprains are so common?
First is that we walk on our feet. That feature alone just puts our ankles at a little bit higher risk. The second is that life is unpredictable, and so are a lot of the surfaces that we interact with. And so it's just really common for the foot to go one direction, the rest of the body to go another direction, and that's oftentimes what leads to those twisting ankle injuries.
Do ankle sprains need surgery? Is there some disparity between different kinds of ankle sprains?
It's rare for an ankle to require surgery after a sprain. Now, there are circumstances where people become repeated sprainers. That is more of a situation of chronic instability. So those ligaments have been injured, stretched so many times where it actually means that the ankle joint's unstable. And that can lead to problems, chronic pain, poor performance in sports, poor performance in the workplace. Those are the circumstances where a repair or a reconstruction of those ligaments might become necessary. We've all heard the RICE acronym: rest, ice, compression, elevation. That's definitely a component to the early recovery from any ankle sprain. But then after that, as you develop improved pain, as you're able to get around back on your feet, physical rehabilitation is by far the thing that gets us through to the finish line.